down the field. Even worse, what if the refs partnered up with one of the teams? Seems totally unfair, right? Well, that's essentially what happened with the 2016 election. The refs of our political system, the media, FBI, and the intelligence community, not only failed to keep Hillary Clinton in check, they connived together. The country's still dealing with the consequences. It's been no secret that Hillary refused to accept the results of the election.
Trump knows he's an illegitimate president.
I do think that he knows that he's an illegitimate president. And because of that, he's very insecure about it. Look what he's trying to do now. I mean, part of the Ukraine scandal that is slowly coming to light is he's trying to figure out how to say, no, it wasn't the Russians, even though our intelligence community and everyone who's looked at this said, yeah, it was the Russians. He's trying to say, no, somehow it was, Obama, Hillary, whoever.
Hillary's been unable to move on, and now we know why. She's just sticking with her story. You can't change an alibi. This weekend, special counsel John Durham dropped a bombshell report. They don't call her crooked for nothing. Durham's team filed in court, and if there was ever any doubt that Clinton was behind the Russia hoax, that's officially gone. Durham's documents show that Hillary Clinton hired people who hacked into Trump's home and office computers before and during his presidency and planted evidence that he colluded with Russia. Yeah, you heard that right. Hillary broke into a presidential candidate's computer server and a sitting president's computer server, spying on him. There, her hackers planted evidence, fabricated evidence connecting Trump to Russia, then fed that doctored material to the feds and the media. At first, she just did this to distract from her own email scandal. But then when Trump beat her, she used this hoax as an excuse for losing. This launched a criminal investigation aimed at taking down a sitting president. Hillary Clinton broke the law to frame Trump as a Russian traitor. The media, the so-called umpires of our democracy, went along with the frame job. For years, they backed up whatever lies Hillary was spewing about Donald Trump.
The president is a Russian operative.
This cloud about collusion with Russia will hang over him no matter where he stands.
It does look like he's listening to Putin more than he is American intelligence.
We're about to find out if the new president of our country is going to do what Russia wants. The presidency is effectively a Russian op.
And when some real information came to light, like the fact that the Steele dossier was as phony as my 8th grade girlfriend who supposedly went to another school, they doubled down on their denial, and they trashed John Durham's investigation into their own lies. Listen.
The biggest scandal was when they spied on my campaign. They spied on my campaign.
There's no real evidence of that.
Of course there is. It's all over the place. Leslie, they spied on my campaign and they got caught.
Donald Trump and William Barr promised that Durham would expose huge corruption, but he hasn't done that.
Is apparently an ongoing, concerted Republican and pro-Trump project to try to turn the investigation of the Russia scandal into some kind of scandal itself.
Oh, no. OK, wait till the Durham report comes out. And then nothing happens and they just move on to the next conspiracy theory.
The media failed to police Hillary, the dirty cop of politicians, as she pushed an insurrection. The left loves to memorialize January 6th as an attack on our democracy. But if that's true, then what's this? The Russia hoax and the 3-year Mueller investigation did more to undermine faith in our democracy than January 6th. Look at the impact it's had on our country. The credibility of the FBI and the CIA shattered. Federal prosecutors at the Department of Justice no longer trusted. A presidential campaign was broken into, was spied on. And who knows how the Russia hoax affected that race? The 2018 election was interfered with. The Mueller investigation hung a dark cloud over those midterms, costing Republicans the House. The nation was divided. Our foreign policy was affected. And it led to some arguments that ruined quite a few Waters family holidays. Durham's probe has cost 10% of what Mueller's has. And with less time and resources, he found the smoking gun. Was Mueller trying to find answers, or was he covering the left's tracks? We know the answer. Mueller was a mop-up job, and he was just there to tee up impeachment. According to Durham's filing, this hacking of Trump dates all the way back, you ready, to 2014, well before he came down that golden escalator. Former Director of National Intelligence, John Ratcliffe, has revealed that Hillary's motives to frame Trump were no secret. The CIA, FBI, the DOJ, and even Obama himself were briefed that the Russia hoax was a Clinton dirty trick. But they all went along with it, didn't they? Ratcliffe believes that there is more than enough evidence for, quote, multiple indictments. So who could be next? Are James Clapper and John Brennan next on the chopping block? They did a pretty good job of trying to throw us off Hillary's trail. Listen to how they responded when former Attorney General William Barr said in congressional testimony he believed Trump was spied on.
Well, I was very disappointed in what Attorney General Barr said today about spying when he was referring to the investigation that was predicated, certainly, and that the FBI was trying to understand exactly what the Russians were doing.
I thought it was both stunning and scary. I was amazed at that and rather disappointed that the Attorney General would say such a thing. That, you know, the term spying has all kinds of negative connotations, and I have to believe he chose that term deliberately.
You know, feds usually circle the wagons around other feds, so who knows what's going to happen to those two clowns. But this is a level of corruption not seen in American history. This is more brazen than the Watergate break-in. Hillary's hackers broke in, planted evidence, then got the feds to try throwing a president out of office. Isn't it time she faced the consequences?
Yeah.
Has the time finally come? Are we witnessing the end of the Clinton dynasty, one of the 5 families of the Democrat Party? It looks like Hillary's played her last get-out-of-jail-free card, while Bill's felt the wrath of the Me Too movement and lost his pilot's wings from his days on Jeffrey Epstein's Lolita Express. Bill Clinton was on those flights.
Numerous times.
On the flights that Bill Clinton was on with Jeffrey Epstein, the stewardess or stewardesses, many of them were underage, were dressed as candy stripers.
Correct.
And there were beds in the back of the plane?
Beds, bedroom, yes.
Even the Clintons' phony charity foundation's been exposed as a pay-for-play scheme. Sorry, Chelsea, but I think your parents have left you high and dry.